Hey guys, and welcome back to episode number 13 of the Rayo Vallecano career mode save here on FIFA 19. As we see, the first game of this episode is against Real Betis, the team that did knock us out, in fact, in the Copa de España. As here we see the lineups. Not a really changed side since the last episode. Since the Villarreal game, to be honest. But change side from Real Betis since the last time we faced them. Hassan plays up top instead of Sergio Leon.
Stop the opposition.
And let's hope for less mistakes this time, as the first half did end.
We haven't yet got a goal.
Little bagging, nothing really happened, and
0-0
therefore I didn't really show anything as well. So, as I was saying, let's hope this game does not end like it did in the Copa de España, where we made tons of mistakes. But here in the second half, as the first half led to nothing, 48 minutes in, William Carvalho does it the crossbar. He did score in the game that we played here in the second leg. But 51 minutes in, Dani Olmo with a chance didn't score, and that resulted from a corner. The ball was whipped in. Wilfred Boney got to the header, and he did, in fact, actually score. It was an own goal. Look at the way it actually hit the net was super odd. I mean, the shape of the net is not an ordinary net, and therefore, the player headed it into the roof of the net, and it bounced straight back out. So it didn't even look like it went in, but it did, in fact, as we see here through the goal decision system. It was the center back there, or the defender on the line, headed the ball back into his own goal, and then we see there the ball did in fact go over the line. It was Douglas Santos who scored an own goal. As we see 64 minutes in, we did substitute off the player himself, Wilfred Boney. You did head that ball. And look at this, 68 minutes in, they had a chance from the corner, but that was cleared off the line. The goal was in fact not given for Wilfred Boney, due to the fact that it was an own goal, although he did head it towards the direction of the goal, but it was still not given. Medrano came with a brilliant run together with Brahim Diaz to link up with the substitute, De Tomas, who scored the goal against Barcelona, and Villarreal was only Wilfred Boney. Sorry, the goal against Barcelona, the crucial one against Barcelona, and he doubles our lead in this match here, and they started de Vallecas to make it 2-0 to Rayo Vallecano with a brilliant finish. I mean, just needed a directed pass. The scurrying Paul Lopez, the former, I think, Tottenham goalkeeper, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was loaned out, and the former Espanyol goalkeeper was there with the trademark Wilfred Boney push-up celebration. 79 minutes in, we go on another attack. It was Trejo on the ball. Found it to Medrano, found it to Olmo's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he was slid in from behind, taken out, and that was a penalty. And the captain, no doubt red card. Zuhair Fedal, the captain for Real Betis, getting sent off in the 80th minute. Daniel looks to make it another goal for his tally here in Rayo Vallecano, but didn't. And then he got subbed off. As well as Alvaro Medran, Jose Pozo, and Mark Roca coming in. And Real Betis went with 10 men, so we decided to take this penalty with De Tomas instead of Oscar Trejo, because he had a better penalty stand. As I looked at all of the players in the team, De Tomas stepped up to double his tally in this game, went bottom left, and it was saved by Paul Lopez, so fair enough to the goalkeeper, brilliant save, and they kept the game 2-0. A couple minutes later, though, Oscar Trejo with a shot, and that went wide off the post. 82 minutes in this match. A brilliant strike with his right foot. He scored a lot of goals this season, and we see that result from a corner. And in that corner, the ball was whipped in by Oscar Trejo to the head of De Tomas, but that went exactly like the Wilfred Boney header. Actually, not exactly.
The final whistle.
Score in the same direction, but missed the shot in comparison to Wilfred Boney. And that was it for the game, though. The game ended 2-0 to us. Convincing win in comparison to in regards to what happened in the Copa de España. So good thing to know that we bounced back against the Real Betis side, who I thought was going to be our bogey side coming into this match after our very bad performance. As we head into our second match of 3 in this episode against Eibar, who did beat us in the reverse fixture. I think it was 2-0 or 1-0. Sergi Enric, the second top goal scorer, versus Wilfred Boney, the top scorer, back then and now. And he did score then, so fair enough to him. And 14 minutes in, we had a chance to Brian Diaz, a very important one-on-one. Didn't do anything with it, but he did make himself up here 18 minutes in, as he did open the scoring for us with scoring that header there. Brahim Diaz opening the scoring in this game, scoring his third goal of the season as they climb on the advertising boards to celebrate in front of the home fans. And again, uh, I don't think that's safe, to be honest, against the celebrating in front of the home fans. But anyways, he does open the scoring 1-0, getting the goal past Dmitrovski. I remember last time when we played against Eibar, Dmitrovski was absolutely on fire. It was so hard to get anything past him. When we finally did it here, Brahim Diaz with his second headed goal of the season and his third in general. So we open the scoring here 19 minutes in, and he does score his third goal here. And that was the first half, basically. We go into halftime leading 1-0.
1-0 the halftime score.
And away from home here, I must say they really have a beautiful stadium. As we see, the featured player in the first half was Brahim Diaz. 2 shots and 1 goal. But I was saying the Eibar Stadium is a really beautiful stadium to play in, especially at night. It really, the atmosphere, everything about the stadium is very nice to play in, and I remember having that feeling. It was a very nice stadium to play in this game. I must give credit to EA where credit is due. And 89 minutes in, after the second half really didn't come to anything, we did get the last chance of the game. We did get the last laugh, and it was De Tomas once again. A brilliant counter-attacking move by us. Moreno just didn't give up there, ran down the line there, our left back, and whipped it into De Tomas, who did some sort of a backwards header like Dani Olmo did an episode ago against Celta Vigo, and 2 episodes ago against Celta Vigo, or was that an episode ago? I can't even remember anymore. I think it was an episode ago against Celta Vigo, but never mind that. Our number 9 gets another goal for the season, and that backward header into the bottom corner. We beat Dmitrovski for a second time in this season, and brilliant header that was, as all the team went to celebrate with him and made it 2-0, double the scoring of this game, and that's how it would end, as we beat both Real Betis and Eibar 2-0. And that meant that we were pushing up to 5th, only 2 points away from 4th, so a potentially Europa League and maybe even potentially Champions League place, but that's in a long time ahead, as we see there. We are 5th, facing a team who are 7th, so a lot of pressure on these 3 games. Top of the table clashes all around in the last 3 games, so you really need to look to get another 3 points in this game, in this third and final game of this episode, if we want any chance even to get in Champions League. But to be honest, I'm not sure if I want to be in the Champions League. You guys will have to tell me that. As 15 minutes in, we do open the scoring with Dani Olmo, a sensational goal by him, and he gets his 3rd goal of the season with a little golf celebration there, swinging the club to the crowd. As the ball roll made sure that he had the space to take the strike on with his right foot. The guy who has 4-star skill moves, and he is 78 rated. We have grown him by 2 ratings since he's joined us. Scores a goal and makes it 1-0 to us against Valencia. So far, so good for us if we want to make any chance in the Champions League. I'm not sure, though, I was about to say, I'm not sure if we want to make Champions League due to the fact that, I want to make this series long and interesting. And if we're already in the Champions League by next season, might kind of ruin it. The same with the Europa League, but the Europa League less, because, the Europa League, we can still get knocked out. If we win it, we have the Champions League in the 3rd season, so, we could play around more with the idea with the Europa League, but the Champions League is kind of tough, because, we're in the Champions League already by the 2nd season. The whole road to glory aspect kind of dies down, but nonetheless, that would be the first half. We would come into the second half leading 1-0 against Valencia, so a very good result so far, and the question is, can we hold on, or can we score a double? That's the question. Medrano had his first chance 50 minutes in, and the first chance of that second half in general. Dani Olmo then went on another run, looking for his 2nd goal of the episode. Look at this for a sensational run, beating 2 players, was through one-on-one, but does blaze it over the bar, misses the top corner by quite some bit. And then Valencia had a chance with Wilfred Zaha, the former Crystal Palace and Man United man, couldn't score there. Michy Batshuayi came in, tried shooting, but Emiliano Velasquez with an absolutely insane last-ditch tackle to prevent him scoring. And then they came in again. Michy Batshuayi missed the target. He did score in the reverse fixture, and we did beat Valencia in the reverse fixture, as I forgot to mention. So let's see if things could end like that differently as we do go 75 minutes into the game, still leading 1-0. Wilfred Boney with a chance, though, misses that header. And 80 minutes in, Daniel Vaz, former Celta Vigo man and former, I forgot which team, it was in France, second division, I'm pretty sure. Nonetheless, he does score as I continue rambling on. Brilliant step over to beat his defender, create the space with his right foot after cutting inside with his left foot, and finds the bottom corner like we did with Dani Olmo in that first half, and makes it 1-1. So, for now, we are looking to not hold this game on, as it is 1-1, and if we want any chance at Champions League or Europa League, we need the points. And 1 point might not do, as we get our final chance of this game. Brilliant work by Oscar Trejo to find Kakuta, who beats his man brilliantly after that little piece of skill. Turns, finds Wilfred Boney, and you'd put your house that he would score that, but he doesn't.
Now this is an interesting attack.
That was it for the game, as Valencia had a pop shot at the end.
Referee blows the whistle for the
Disappointing
last
there
time.
not to get the 3 points, but that will do it for the episode, sadly enough. We don't get the win, but we still are in 5th, 2 points from 4th, as we see there. Villarreal being in 4th, the team we beat in the last episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode once again, and I hope to see you in the next episode as we continue to fight for the Champions League dream and the Europa League dream. We still trying to fight for that European tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you all later in the next episode, episode number 14, as I think in 2 more episodes' time, we will finish the first season as we head to April there, we could see. And that will be it for this episode, so I hope you guys all enjoyed, and peace.